Hey guys, welcome to the next generation of Humble and Humble Pro. We're here at one of the home offices today in the lab, getting everything done. It's fun seeing you guys putting things in the chat, having a more interactive format for us to all interact with here at Humble. So really exciting time to be launching this product line into our awesome community. Just for those of you who are new to Humble, today is the Humble Pro launch event. So as a company, we're structured on the consumer side with a web platform and a wallet. A big part of our thesis at the company is building on top of verified profiles and trusted interactions. So we'll go through that a little bit today. And that also parlays nicely into our commercial side. You'll hear us talking about taking some of the consumer pieces that you'll see today in Humble and Humble Pro and transposing those over into two specific vertical markets in the commercial division. Sports and entertainment. So we just landed our first 5-year revenue-bearing contract on every ticket sale with the Arena Football League. So we'll be using some of the products you see today to transpose over onto arenas across the country here in 2024. You'll see a lot of Humble across our country here in the United States. And then secondly, government. So we're working hard to push out the first government approved wallet by a county here in California. And so again, when you see us build things, you think about scale, right, with software. So the whole mantra of software eats the world is about getting into a lab, building something, and scaling that out across people and countries at pretty great scale if you've built something that's useful for people. So that's always our mission here at the company, is to build on top of market problems that preceded us from the decades before, and then also build things that can scale out imminently from very small environments here in a home lab using software with distributed teams from around the world into something that's hopefully really useful for people as we move as a society from Web 2 to Web 3. So when you talk, to musicians, for example, they say one of their happiest times is to just go into a little recording studio and put down and produce something that then gets distributed all around the world pretty quickly through digital formats. And that's a lot of what we do here at Humble as well. So thank you for joining us in our little modest home office here. We're reflected by other team members around the world as well that join us and whom we'll be pulling up intermittently throughout the day today. So it's a really nice chapter for us, right? Humble's been through the ringer in terms of crypto collapse, banking collapse, share structure and dilution issues, toxic funding that we had to get to keep the lights on to build these products that we so deeply believe in. So it's just been a really tough year here at the company, but I can tell you just on a personal level, I've never been more day one excited about what we're building at the company. I think we're starting to put the pieces down in the commercial and the consumer division that have incredible application globally. So it's definitely something that's a big swing in the sense that you're going up against multi-billion-dollar conglomerates that have a lot of vendor lock-in and a tenant level dependency for their users. So that's a big swing, and we acknowledge that, and it's a little bit wild, but it's what we do, and we really believe in what we're proposing to the market as the next generation of the web. So thanks for joining us. We love the community that we serve. Hopefully these tools will allow us to connect a lot more informally together. We were in dress rehearsal yesterday in shorts and flip-flops, and I was saying it's going to be so fun to move into the next generation of Humble with you guys, where we could just slap this on and have a community meeting, a shareholder meeting, market feedback. Like, I want to just have such an open company in terms of connecting with you guys as a consumer base and as a shareholder base. So it's really fun to be here with you guys in a much more dynamic format. I've always said that, if the market feels like we're capitalized and we're shipping out our tech, that the rest of it will take care of itself. So thanks for standing behind us, and it's so fun to see the numbers ticking up on people joining us here on our own platform rather than on Zoom or WhatsApp. So welcome to this next generation of HUMBL. As we dive into it today, just kind of in terms of the schedule and the agenda, I'll walk you through sort of the product mission, why we're building what we're building, the problems it solves in the market globally, and then turn it over to Alfonso Sr., who heads up our technology and innovation here at the company. And then he'll be joined by Jacob Davis and then Kevin Connor, who will give us sort of a retail version of how you might use this product as an individual, rather than having Google or one of the big tech companies prescribe to you how you're proposed on the web or how you come up as links in search. This will allow you more control here on the Web3 platform to determine who you are, how you present yourself, how you monetize yourself, how you connect with verified peers on the web, and how you manage audiences if you're someone that chooses to maintain a higher public profile. So in terms of the Web2 market problems that we have, as I've often said to you guys, and we're finally starting to see some of this bubble up in the headlines here, Web 2 is really built on this morass of fake profiles, user profiles, fake ratings, fake reviews, fake merchandise, fake vendors, fake ad impressions. And then what you get from that as well is these tenant level dependencies, which we call website or vendor silos, where you're sort of locked in, right? So even if you do a transaction on a Web 2 platform, you are still having to go back with an account, a shopping cart, a username, a password, perhaps some email retargeting, a bunch of junky display ads that you don't want to see. So yes, the last 20 years has been fantastic in terms of some of the big tech conglomerates that have emerged, and someone needed to step up in the mid-90s and say, people are going to buy things online. Let's build a Web 2 platform to do that. So if I go in on like an Amazon and I say they're finally, getting hit this week in the trades for, operating monopolistic practices or fake ratings or fake reviews or fake merchandise from the overseas markets, that's not because I'm banging on the company. It's just it's an endemic issue of what they are built upon, at the tech they had available to them at the time. So we consider it a high honor to build on top of what those folks have proposed to the market over the last 20 years. Certainly everything evolves, right? And in tech, it's no different. So we are just trying to come in with some evolved solutions that we think can be better for people and individual users. So that's what we're working against and for here at HUMBL Pro, is to move people from Web 2 to Web 3 so that you have more control over how you are presented on search, more control over how you monetize yourself, more control over how you engage with your peer set on the web. It would certainly be weird if someone walked up to you in the grocery store and had a clown mask on and started talking to you in the aisles and didn't introduce themselves with their real name, or you didn't even know who they were underneath their hood and their clown mask. That's very similar to some of the trolls we have here at HUMBL, or some of the interactions you have on Web 2 social media. So even when you see people like Elon Musk who say, I really think, probably the only social medias that will survive will be the ones that have verified profiles, even though his platform has so many fake profiles and anonymous profiles. That's something to look at, right? And that's what we're proposing at HUMBL. So we will always have a little bit slower growth because we have authentic user counts, real people interacting with other real people, or real brands or real products. So as our platform evolves, our job is to give you more technical tools to interact with each other. But what you can know and what you will be confident with is that the interactions you have with other people are with real users. If someone leaves a review about a product or a service on our platform, you can trust that, right? And that's a really different, unique value proposition than anything that's been put forward before on the web. And so we're excited to create that. This is day one of a product line that can scale imminently and has a lot of years ahead of it in terms of how we improve it for you. So let's not overweight how it is today, but let's also get excited about what the implications are for the future as we seek to give you a more customized World Wide Web for yourself and other users. So in terms of our technical stack, the things that we have been proposing to you in terms of what we were going to set up and build sit within the peer-to-peer layer between users. So that can be a celebrity brand like a Major League Baseball player, or just a regular person that wants to be proposed better on the web to people who are searching for them, want to connect with them, want to do business with them, want to recommend a business to them, want to recommend a product or service to them. That's not coming from an anonymous troll handle or an anonymous profile or someone that's trying to spoof you in terms of buying a product or service. So we call that the peer-to-peer layer. Much more transactional when you know who you're doing business with on the web. And that can apply to an expanded set of payment services. It can apply to verified merchandise. It can apply to verified ratings and reviews. As you go down through the social layer, that's what we call the discovery layer. That's making connections with other people, with brands, or if you need to find something very rote with government as well. We've created a stack that considers not just giving you links on Web 2, but rather verified data sets that you can go in and say, yeah, cool, that's my bicycle, that's my e-bike. I need to renew it with the county this year for $10. I'm going to use the payment method that I want for my verified wallet, and that verifiable credential and registry entry is going to go into my wallet. So that's what we're building here at HUMBL, is that discovery layer that can lead to either new human connections, new connections with brands for products or services that you may want, or very rote interactions with government that are faster and more verified than driving down to an office, waiting in line, getting an email, and doing it all over again the next day. So really building in not only delightful discovery elements in social, but also like really rote functionality that you can find verified data sets and transact on them really quickly. So that's why we built the search engine piece underneath it, as well as the marketplace and the transaction pieces as well. So in terms of how we're packaging that up for Pro, we will have the very rote like baseline Pro component that has just sort of some basic features and so on if you want to get your feet wet and try it out. But then secondly and strategically, we've tried to move up to an annual subscription, right? It gives you a price break on that and allows you a much more robust set of features. So obviously we're a public company. We have to start moving into more mature revenue cycles as we build these product lines. You can't do that before you ship the product. So we've done that now, which is great. But in this case, we have, the ability to give you an annual subscription that will give you a robust set of features and so on for you to be able to start customizing who you are on the web. And if you're a brand or a merchant or a small business, doing the same thing, just with a different set of imperatives. So really cool set of features. I hope you guys explore it. I hope you come back to us with what we missed or what we can improve upon, which will no doubt be a lot. But it's really cool, time and place to be able to step into providing an entirely new web platform that people can use and put to work for themselves and for their businesses or with government as needed. So with that, I'd start to turn it over to Alfonso Sr. and Jacob Davis, who will take you home on a really deep technical dive. But thanks for joining us, and can't wait to interact with you guys on HUMBL in a much more robust format here over the coming years. So thank you, and Senior, I'll turn it over to you.
Awesome, thank you, Brian. Well, we're super excited to have you guys here. You saw our very first iteration of social, very first iteration of chat and voice, and we've been a little quiet for a few months, but that doesn't mean that we weren't extremely busy. And as you guys will see today, there's a lot of cool features. Everything that you guys have been asking for has been getting worked on. Unfortunately, it just takes a little longer to get out than sometimes we would hope, but we're very hopeful that you'll like what you see today and be really excited with the products that's coming out. One of the coolest things you guys might have noticed already is we did a redesign of our favicon. Our new favicon is more in line with that of other social media platforms. One of the features that a lot of people were really requesting was the ability to edit social posts. So now for Pro Plus subscribers, you can edit social posts. We have seen that many users, their information is non-customizable. They don't have any control of what gets displayed about them on search engines. If they want to monetize their brand or their performance, they're not able to do that. But on Humble Pro now, you have full control over that. And as we start to go through the walkthrough and we add different products, different offerings, you'll see exactly how that comes to life in the product. As far as ad services, we've really wanted to enhance the ability to do ads. So ads, now you have traditional ads and you have Web3 ads where people can opt into it. And as Brian had talked about, what's really important is having the ability to know who you're interacting with or who you're spending your advertising dollars on. So when you get into the realm of verified users and you start targeting or sending ads to verified users, you're able to do that very easily now. We also wanted to enhance customer support. So we added priority customer support now. And we also created a special badge for Pro Plus users. So very exciting. As we do have the community awards every month, we wanted to let the system actually start calculating people's interactions, let the system find who should be the one that receives the award. So very excited for that as well. With that, Jacob, if you want to share screen and we can walk through some of Pro, that would be great. And one thing that's really important, we talk about verified profiles. We specifically left this meeting open so that it can prove the point. Right now we have somebody there saying Brian's Foot's mom, posting a bunch of garbage, right? They won't say their real name, they won't say who they are. But when you get into a platform that's fully verified users, now they have to kind of step into the light, and it really opens up that and it makes for a better environment. So we purposely left that open just so that could happen today. And it proves our thesis. So thank you so much for going ahead and doing that. Jacob, go ahead. If you can. So if somebody wants to subscribe to Humble Pro, they can come in, subscribe to Humble Pro. They'll see all the different features. We wanted to start it off with the ability to be able to subscribe to Pro Plus. Pro Plus is at a better price point. It's a year subscription. It offers a much more enhanced feature set and a much enriched user experience. So with the Pro Plus subscription, not only do you have the ability to edit posts, you have the ability to have early access to new features that you'll see momentarily here when we debut Humble Social 2.0. That will be releasing shortly. But with that, we'll hit pay now and we'll see how simple it is to sign up. Very simple. Our subscription is powered by Stripe so that we never store anyone's credit card information. Everything is really simple. The user subscribes. It's an annual subscription. And with that, as soon as they subscribe, they're able to decide, since on Humble, you're able to decide exactly how you want your profile to be. So we start off with two options, an individual account or a public figure account. The big difference between the individual account versus the public figure account is how much information you want displayed about you. So if you want to have minimal information displayed about you, but you still want to promote your brand, you select an individual account. If you're an athlete, a musician, and you want all the additional information, you can go ahead and select public figure. In this case, we'll go with an individual account. We'll hit next. Since you're KYC and verified, you cannot change your first or last name, but you can choose whatever email address you want to use. Because since you're monetizing your brand, you might want to use your business email address for this or a different email address. From that, you input all the information you want, and you can even select different keywords that when people search, your public profile will come up and they'll be able to see the services and the features that you offer. We also wanted to give the ability to link out to all of the different social feeds. We realize that people have multiple social accounts. So in Humble Pro Plus, we wanted to make that super easy. So you can link up to all your social profiles, share stories. And then one of the other things we've seen on a lot of the other platforms is right now when Jacob selected his picture, the ability to zoom in, crop the image can be somewhat complicated. So we put some pretty cool features in there so you can really pinpoint the exact size, dimension, and focal points of the image you want. As soon as you do that, I want to mention something here. Had Jacob selected public figure, we can fully import all of the information, base information from Wikipedia, and then we can build off that information, or the user can update the information, again, giving them control of their information. Once you do that, you can go into stories, and you can select different stories about things that you like, things about you, articles written about you. You simply put in a URL, you import it, it'll bring in the article title, it'll bring in an image. If you wanted to customize the image, customize the title, you're able to do that. As soon as you hit publish, it puts it on your pro page. If there are different brands that you support, for example, for your work, you work for Wilson. At Wilson, maybe you have different products that you're a real big fan of. So you can put that Wilson sportswear front and center, but at the same time, personally, you might like other brands, maybe like Old Hickory or another brand. So you can link out to as many brands as you want. And if you have an affiliate account with those people, you can even monetize off people going to your pro page, clicking on these items, buying the items, checking out. So it's a way, again, for you to continue to monetize your brand. You can go into shop, and in shop, if you have either articles that you want to sell on Humble Social, articles that you want to sell on the Humble Marketplace, or articles that you sell on eBay or any other marketplace. Again, simply input the URL. You can put the picture of your choosing, put a title, a description for it, and it links out to it, and you're able to monetize very simply as well. As we go back to Web3, NFTs are still a big thing for many people. So if you wanted to link out to NFTs that you're a fan of, you'll be able to do that. Simply put in the URL, put the picture of the NFT, the title, the description, and then again, all of that build up for you very easily. Ticketing events. Jacob likes playing instruments. So if his band has regular events and they want to do a presentation, he can have tickets created on Humble Tickets. He can go post the URL. And now when you go search for Jacob Davis, you can buy tickets to his events. Same thing, sports, any item he would like to do that. A lot of us really want to control the images that are out on social media or on when they search for our names. So within the gallery, you're able to select exactly what images. You can change them on the fly, and you can always control what images come up on your name's first search. Instantly publish the image, and now it'll be in your gallery. We also wanted to talk about enhancing support. So we have heard many times that people weren't getting quick enough response. With the Pro and Pro Plus subscription, you get enhanced support. So within the portal, you can do a support request. It goes off directly not only to the support text, but also to management. And then the next question that we've seen is, how do I cancel my subscription? Very simple. You can go into settings. You can put in the reason for cancellation, hit cancel subscription, and it will immediately cancel the subscription. You will continue to have the services for the period of time that you prepaid and subscribed to, but at that point forward, you'll no longer be continually billed for the services. With that, we'll take a quick peek at a pro page. So if we look at Jacob's pro page now, all the information he put, the picture we put in the gallery, etc., are now available right here on his pro page. It's very, very simple to do that. And then you can further enhance this offering with ad services. So we'll go back into the pro panel, we'll look at the different ad services. And let's create a real quick ad. And right now, Jacob is doing this live, so none of this is pre-recorded. So we'll put in an ad for Humble Pro. You'll go ahead and click next. Now you have different options. We wanted to make sure that you were given as many different options as possible for your ad campaign. So we'll select one of the options real quick and start building an ad campaign. You can choose the style of ads. Do you want it to be in the center of the search display, or do you want it to be large and off to the right of the search display? As soon as you select it, go on to the next item, upload the image, the URL where you would like it to point to. Now, the system's designed where it can automatically pull images that are on the internet, or you can customize images, much like we saw on all of the other services that we sell. You put your title for it, a description for it, and then you can put your call to action buttons. You can put a phone number. However you want the user to interact with you, you can set up. Once you do that, you can select up to 15 different keywords that come up with your ads. And then as soon as you do that, your ad campaign is submitted to the sales team for review. The sales team will review it. They'll come back to you with different pricing. They'll give you different customized options on if you want geographic targeting, if you want nationwide, worldwide. So you first set up the ad campaign, self-service, and then from there you're handed off to the sales team. With that, Kevin, if you want, actually, I did forget to speak about the analytics portion of it. So there is an analytics page where you can come in and see detailed information about your ads campaign and what's coming through from the ads campaign. So these are some of the key features and the settings for HUMBL Pro. Thank you, Jacob. Kevin, if you can share screens and you can show your personalized experience, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and so just while Kevin's getting set up, you know, something to think about too is like, we're trying to show you some pretty pedestrian examples of just normal people, right, that might want to curate how they're proposed online to the global markets, right? We had that yellow pages moment where everybody realized we're going to start moving from yellow page advertising to the web. I view this in very much the same way where, you know, it's given how much modern technology is out in the world, it's a little weird that we're still being represented by Wikipedia or whatever, you know, links are hierarchically coming up in Google about you or your business or whatever you're doing. So as Senior was demonstrating and Kevin will demonstrate, those are pretty, you know, retail functions, like normal kind of guy off the street stuff. This also scales up very well to athletes, artists, entertainers, politicians, anybody who needs to manage their audience or a personal brand to be able to better connect with people, attend an event, make a donation, get some tickets, etc. So every time Senior was putting in something like a brand or an advertiser, that can just as easily be a pro athlete or his or her agent that are uploading the brands that they're supporting on the year or the season. So, so we'll have some hero users that we'll push out to you guys on social from the sport realm, for example, to show you how Brian Hayes can use it for Wilson, Old Hickory, etc. So hopefully Kevin didn't fall down 3 flights of stairs while he's getting ready, but sounds like he's ready to go. So Kevin, are you good to go?
Yeah, this is just a little different interface, but can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. All right. So the platform is absolutely very intuitive, and it really sets up pretty straightforward. Being able to just put in, you're obviously going to have your verified name, so you won't be able to edit those, but your email, your occupation, your company, certain keywords that you want people to search you for, your bio or about you, and then loading all your socials. And then it's literally from putting in your links, it's as simple as hitting publish, and it goes directly to the page. The other features that they walk through with Jacob was stories. So you can put in any stories you want or what you want people to kind of see for yourself, different brands that you're either endorsed by or that you enjoy. Shops, so anything that you might want to direct people to buy, or if you're selling anything. Certain NFT projects, whether you're an owner or a creator, it gives you an opportunity to kind of load those up as well. And then tickets the same way. Obviously, if you're an athlete or a band, you can load up all this information, very simple, with just a URL, your title, description, and an image, And what I did here was I just put images in and loaded them directly to Humble Tickets. So obviously in the past when I played in a band, this would have been a perfect platform to kind of load this stuff up and get people going to one of our concerts. But in this situation, you could see somebody like Brian Hayes putting tickets to a baseball game or colleges, AFL. There's a lot of opportunity here. But like I said, the intuitive nature of this, it's so simple. It's four areas to click in, publish, and then your page is literally created. So again, it lays out very clean where you have all your social media platforms here, your title, your profile picture, your about me, and then you can literally click through each one of these, just like I talked about before, with stories, with brands, so you can actually put your own pictures and what you enjoy or what you endorse, your NFTs. So these ones, for me, I look at these, and one of the ones that I really like is McFly's, and they do a collection where the majority of their money that they make goes to the Parkinson's research, and they work directly with Michael J. Fox. So you can kind of use this as a platform sort of for philanthropy as well, to kind of direct people to show what you're about, what you like doing. When I first heard about this, I really thought of it as only really a platform for athletes or celebs, but it really gives you an opportunity to kind of put things that you feel you want the public to view in your own internet persona. So the layout, very clean. You can click on pictures, your gallery, click through them very easily. You can expand them, you can save them, you can open them in new tabs. But from the click through to publishing, very simple, very intuitive. I think it looks great.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin, real quick, if we wanted to highlight, if you wanted to do things right here, it's the teams you like. So if you wanted to get more people or more audience to the brands you like, you're able to quickly direct people to those tickets. The NFTs as well, it doesn't matter really where they're hosted, you're able to link back to that. Is that correct?
Yep. So you literally, I showed you I can go back to the page, but for NFTs, you're literally putting the URL. So if you're just trying to direct people to understand what the NFT project is, it can go directly to the McFly's or Delta Flare's website. You can also direct them to OpenSea. You really have a free reign to kind of create and curate what you want on this page. The ability to, I know that Humble's mantra has always been only you can be you. And these profiles, as they continue to pop up, are going to be very interesting because you're going to see people's kind of ability to be a little bit creative and really kind of share more than just a post. You can actually have, when you search Kevin Connor, you can actually pull up and you'll see all this information, and it's more than just the posts of what I've made on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. This is all kind of what I want the people to see me as.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
Really quickly, as soon as Kevin stops sharing screens, I'm going to give you guys a quick preview of Humble Social 2.0. This is a pre-recorded video, but I did want to give you guys a quick look into what it will look like. So Humble Social 2.0, we have the same exact menu, the same interface, so that what everyone's used to. Notifications have been enhanced. They will go to mobile. One of the features that have been asked for is direct messaging, which is now part of the platform. Full search of the community. As I talked about earlier, community builder points now. So as you start posting, if people start liking your post, people start forwarding or reposting your post, you'll get more points for it. We wanted to make it fully customizable, so now we have widgets off to the right. So with the widgets now, you can customize your page however you want. You can schedule events. You have a calendar where you can go in there and see upcoming events, past events, and they can be ticketed events. They can be free or paid events. It really doesn't matter. So early this morning, I set up the coming soon for Humble Pro. I created 2 events. One of the first events was the pre-launch event where the team and I where the team got together and started working on pre-launch stuff, followed by the launch event that was scheduled. As soon as the time came through, it posted as being live and lets people know that the event's available and brings them up so that they can join the event. Posting is very simple. You can put a title now. The title comes in bigger text. You put in your title, you put what's on your mind, and then you post your event. One of the other big features people were asking for was the ability to do GIFs. So now you click on GIF, you search for whatever you want, and it automatically adds it into the post. With that, you can quickly post into different groups, different channels. Channels can be open groups, closed groups. Within a group, you can have many different options. So right now we'll look at a meeting, much like we're having right now. As a pro user, you don't have to use Zoom and other tools. You can schedule group calls or you can schedule webinars, much like this. You can have it go live at the moment of time, or you can schedule it for a future time. Everyone likes dark mode, so we also added the ability to do light mode and dark mode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick preview of Humble Social 2.0. I know that there was a lot of features that people were asking for a long time, and we're very excited to get those features into the hands of the Pro Plus users here very soon.
Cool. So Kevin, I don't know if you want to hop on camera, and then maybe, if we want to pull up people from chat that had any specific questions for us or anything, we can do a little bit of a Q&A, or answer things off the chat as well. It's great to see some familiar names popping in here, and we have a very nice sort of family unit now at Humble in terms of both the people working inside the company and then some of our customers that I just can't wait to interact with you guys more. There's something about the video side of it and the chat side that's dynamic. So we've felt a really strong electricity in the building now that we have these tool sets. So this will be super fun. We can do monetized webinars. We can do trainings, educational stuff. With social, we can have different channels. So many of you from around the country and from around the world will email into us and say, can we set something up on Humble for, my pickleball group, or can we set something up, for this association across the US that has chapters in 50 states. Now we will have the ability to do that on HS2, where you have the groups and the channels. But what's really cool is that these will be verified users. And so what I think, will catch on and will hit scale at some point, whether it's Humble or someone else, obviously I hope it's us, is that, like, if you look in this chat on the right, like some troll will come in and be, Brian Foot's mom or Brian Foot's aunt or whatever, right? And clearly those are not those people. And so it's just it's a precise example of why we're building what we're building. Is like, at some point the global markets will say, I want to send a payment to someone that is verified. I want to read a review from someone who is verified. I do not want to debate with someone on Discord that has a clown face and an anonymous handle. Like, it's just not that interesting at some point. And so that's really what we're trying to build out at Humble. And there's always going to be a need for privacy. And so what you'll see, and I was talking about this at the NYSE a week or two ago, is you'll see these selective disclosures that come out of Humble where, you can do something that's private or semi-private or public, but it's going to be at your control. It's not going to be big tech telling you how you're going to be portrayed on the web. It's not going to be a laminated ID that you need to use to prove that you're you. So we're really in the first inning of how digital wallets and verified profiles can create a global trust architecture on Web3 for the coming decades. And I'm just so glad that, I think we're the company that's proposing the most thoughtful stack for how to do that here in the software world. So, like I said, we're small, although we do have a pretty big footprint on social media when you look at some of the metrics. It's just a really cool space and time to be able to build that and propose the next generation of the web to the market. So love doing it with these guys on the call, and would love to take any questions that real people have in the chat, non-clowns, and also anything that, you know, team members would want to join up on, or pull, maybe see if you want to pull somebody up who's requesting from the audience, or whatever, something like that. So yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't care. Washo.
Hey, you guys could hear me?
Hey, can hear you. How you doing?
How are you?
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody? Kevin, Brian, Arana, the other Brian, Jacob. Well, first question. First, you could say experience that things going great. I guess, you know, we are, I mean, HUMBL is the bridge from Web 2 to Web 3. Just quick question. How do we compete with other companies with what I've seen from other platforms like Omni and Authenticity out there already? How are we trying to get people over to sign up?
Yeah, I think couple things. One is there's so much elephant to eat or market to serve that sometimes you can have people using multiple platforms, right? You'd be hard pressed to find someone in Web 2 that isn't using almost all of the FANG stocks as a platform: Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, etc. So number one, it's not a winner takes all thing to provide platforms and services on a new generation of technology. So oftentimes, you know, whether you like him or not, you know, Bill Gates would always say, we always overweight the front end of a technology cycle and underweight its growth in the future. And so what I would say is, I wouldn't stare too hard in the microscope about, hey, there's one or two other, you know, platforms that are trying one or two attributes of what HUMBL is doing. That's actually welcome, because maybe some things they're doing will stick that we would replicate for you guys, or maybe we're proposing some things, many things actually, that they haven't thought of that we would welcome for them to try and replicate, which I think they'll have a hard time doing because we've married centralized and decentralized so thoughtfully. And we're working with things like sports leagues, governments, etc., that those other guys aren't as well. So I think as you look at HUMBL in terms of a competitive thing, one that sits with you guys in the community to champion us as hard as possible into other markets and say, hey, these guys are proposing something totally new from the last 2 decades of tech. And part of it sits with us to land more clients like the AFL, where you have, you know, 16 to 24 arenas that will be in here next year, or government, where you're building the first county wallet and thinking about the tens of thousands of cities and counties that we can take that wallet into, as well as an install base for people that are going to need to use HUMBL. So competition is not something we see. We see it more as collaborating partners, just because they often can't get into some of the access points that we're so thankful to have in the private and public sector here at HUMBL. And if they have good ideas that, you know, are decentralized enough for us to include on our platform for you guys, we will. Please champion us as hard as we can to new customers that may not know that there are alternatives to Web 2 to move into Web 3. And let's keep communicating about what features you guys want for us to be the best of breed. Not only as the new proponent of what we're doing, but also as we move along in maturity over the years. So great question. I always see your stuff, like you're one of the first people to react to the products we put out, and you always have awesome feedback. So it's good to put a face to the name. And if there's one takeaway from today, it's that how fun is this to be able to directly communicate, get questions answered immediately, feel each other on video.
Right. So that was going to be my closing statement. The connection is a breeze. It's soft. Haven't gotten disconnected. You know, so it's looking good. So, you know, it's a long road down the highway, and we're just gonna have to hop on the wheels and start turning those wheels towards the future. Great job, guys. Really appreciate what you guys doing. I'm actually happy from what I'm seeing right now. Very happy, and I think I speak for a lot of people out there.
It's great. I'm so glad we could connect here on the HUMBL platform. So
Yeah, super
Great to
cool.
see you, man. We'll see you out there on social as well.
Thank you.
See ya.
Got it. Okay.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Oh boy, there's trouble.
Hey, I'm here.
How you doing?
You did a lot with the place since yesterday, dude. The walls look great, Brian.
Yep, organized a couple hundred autographs today, so shipping product and having fun doing it. So
Nice.
Hey guys,
Man, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you all doing?
Good to see you. You're always suited and booted, looking good, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Congratulations on this launch. I missed most of it, unfortunately, but I had two quick questions. The first is, will this video be available later for all of us to watch? And then the second question is, on Humble Pro, anyone who requests to be a Humble Pro member, can they, subscribe, or are there some vetting requirements to get onto Humble Pro?
No, it's anybody that goes through the KYC process to get on social can get on Humble Pro. And what we said is you are who you are on Humble, right? So you set up your profile, you can choose how much information you want to display, how little you want to display, and you configure your pro page however you want for your business, your brand. So yeah, we wanted to make it as easy as possible for everybody to get on board and utilize the platform.
But to clarify, actually to build on two things that Senior just brought up. One is they do have to get through KYC AML, right? Like, so if they're a bad actor, which, I'm sure you get to interact with some of them anonymously on chat here. If they're bad actors, like if they're stock market manipulators or they have criminal backgrounds, usually both, then they're not going to get on the platform because they're not going to be able to pass KYC or AML. If we expand our payment services inside the Humble Wallet, they're going to need to pass KYC and AML, so there's no phishing scams or lottery scams. So to build on Senior's point, they will have to get through a very basic KYC AML process. But if you get through that, then yes, you're more than welcome to be a customer.
That's sweet. And the reason I'm asking is, I had some people in mind, but some of the people I have in mind are young, but they would have a reason to want to be on Humble Pro because they are likely to be personal brands in the near future. So the question is, what about, if they're under age of majority, can a guardian or a parent help them with the sign up, or do they have to wait until their age of majority?
So it all depends on the jurisdiction that they're in. For example, Utah has put in legislation to limit the age that people can join social media. So it all depends on whatever jurisdiction they're in, the legalities that will permit whether they're able to onboard at different ages.
Okay, got it. Okay, so as long as it's compliant with the local jurisdiction, that won't present a barrier from the company side.
Correct.
All right.
So
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Excited. Looking forward.
Likewise. And then I want to build also on the answer we have for you as well. Like, guys, we've heard you on adding more KYC and AML providers. So that's something we're working on as well. Like, Seniors talked about Clear and Doja and others. So we are going to be trying to create as easy and compatible as possible of pathways where KYC and AML is open to more providers, faster verification, because it's a pain. Like if you come to our site and you have to go through 12 steps to get verified, you see how fickle people are on the web. Statistically, you put 1-2 clicks extra in their path and your bounce rates are huge. So we know we're walking like a really brutal path on asking people to get verified to come into our platform, and you see it in our numbers not being as big as Web 2 folks that let everybody in and count them as a number. So we are working on broadening the funnel to get the same result in terms of more verification providers, more compatibility across verification providers. So stay tuned for that as well.
And what's really important is that tons of industry are seeing the need for that because fake profiles, fake users are starting to be such an issue that we'll see some more simplified processes such as auto completion, or depending on if you're within the realm of your house, it's much easier to KYC because your name matches the person that signed up, subscribed for the phone service. You're on that phone. So when those features start kicking in, we will see a lot more things like pre-fill and using phone carrier information to simplify the KYC and the onboarding process. So that pain point will diminish very quickly.
Very exciting. Looking forward.
Cool. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yep. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.
You too, buddy. Thanks.
Yep.
Take care.
Yeah. So should we bring up?
Yeah, we brought up Springs. He's next.
Okay, cool.
Springs, you're up. How you doing?
Hello.
Spanks, it looks like your mic might be muted.
Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm on my cell phone, a little
Yes.
late to the game. Missed the first kind of 15 minutes. Not my first question. I'm not sure if this was talked about or not in the first segment of it, but is this going to be on the app as well as a new release, or is this just computer-based online for now? And if not an app release currently, is there going to be one soon for this HUMBL Pro?
So HUMBL Pro is part of the search engine. Search engine is all web-based. Within the app, you can address all features of HUMBL Pro, but we will be continually enhancing the app with additional features. When we did a quick preview of HUMBL Social 2.0 today, when HUMBL Social 2.0 fully releases, HUMBL Social 1.0 will be pulled from the app, and then you'll have a fully integrated wallet with all of the social features and additional features for Pro.
Gotcha. Okay, and how do you guys plan on marketing this after today? Are you going to be doing a press release to multiple news sources, or are you just going to just market it through social platforms, or what's the beat on that?
So we'll drop the link in the chat of the global press release that came out. Should have been around 1:30. I don't know what time it is now, 2:30. So I don't know, Springs, it probably came out like an hour ago. So check that out for sure. Hopefully one of our team members can drop the link in the chat. And then secondly, if you're able to check it out on HUMBL Social or some of the other ancillary Web 2 platforms like X, you'll see we're rolling out a really significant campaign with different athletes, like Major League Baseball players. We're having a great run with UFC folks with the HUMBL Fight team. So we're stoked on the access we're getting. Like I said, we don't have the huge marketing budgets, but we're just really fortunate that, once people meet with us and they see HUMBL, they hear about our customer base, like they're inclined to work with us even though we don't have the huge budgets. So we're very fortunate to have a pretty good stable of athletes across some very fast growing sports and some traditional sports like Major League Baseball that are going to be on there as champions of that versus what they get right now on Wikipedia and so on, which isn't particularly dynamic. Like a guy like Brian Hayes, he's not going to be able to sell and customize his images, his NFTs, his tickets, his events, his advertising, his brands, his products, and his loyalty programs. He can't do that on Web 2 with Wikipedia and Google, but he can certainly do it here now at HUMBL Pro for the first time on the web. So we always try to integrate our marketing with the actual use of our product. So you'll see a lot of that coming out as well. And our IR firm should be dropping a bunch of those social media tiles here over the next 24 hours if you check like Twitter and HUMBL Social and stuff like that. So we do have a very strong
Yep,
find me on
I do. I've noticed all that stuff. Unfortunately, I got kicked off of Humble Social for asking a question on how many employees does Blocks have, and I also asked something to the point of, is Humble funding Blocks through Delusion? And so I thought that was a pretty fair question to ask. And
I'm sorry if we missed that. I'm happy to answer that. The question is they're completely separate organizations. So as I was saying, I don't know if you saw my NYSE interview from a week or two ago, but as we've always said since day one, Humble is a centralized public company with a for-profit motive and fully audited financials. Blocks is a decentralized project. So what that means is that token holders can navigate and vote on the course of its life cycle. So it's a very different thing, and I think what we're doing is probably
I'm aware of how both are run. That I get, but I just thought what I asked wasn't that far off of being kicked off the social network. So
okay, well, I was just going to give you a clear answer to your question, so you have it and you don't need to ask it again. And we'd be happy to look at your specific case and determine if that's all you were doing. If there wasn't anything else going on, I'd be happy to look at it and go from there. But yeah, just so you have a very clear answer, because there's other people listening as well that may want to understand it. But what you're going to hear a lot of is centralized public companies and decentralized technology rails are totally different things with totally different sets of regulatory compliance and governance. And we are very thoughtful, I think, about how we combine both of those things. There's plenty of data and information that shouldn't be controlled by centralized public companies. That's the whole point and the mission and the ideology of what we're doing is if you're going to copy government data sets onto a blockchain registry, no one should be able to tamper with that blockchain registry so that things like land or title or payment records are indisputably there for people when they're trying to do better forms of commerce. So that's what we're doing. So
I totally get that.
Yeah. So I appreciate the question. We're happy to answer it. We're really committed to what we're doing because I think it's a better form economically of commerce for people that will empower more capital pathways, both here in the U.S. and in other markets. So if that's truly all we bumped up against with you and your verified profile, I'm happy to look at it. Let's talk offline. That's why we built out the Humble platform, is to have very direct minute-by-minute conversations with our customers. And I'm happy to look at it. Let's talk further.
Yeah, let's please do that. And I'm a very, very large shareholder as well, FYI.
Great. I mean, whether you had one share, no shares, or all the shares, I'd still treat you the same. But I'm happy to talk to you about that. And thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. That's why we're doing
Thanks for the time, guys. You're doing a good job. I'll be with you the whole way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Next caller from the 805.
Hey, you guys hear me?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, hey, congratulations on the launch. Quick question on Humble Chat. How's that going along? The reason I'm asking is I'm an active X user, Twitter user, and I always enjoy the conversation and the group, the text, the spaces they have, and I always interact and join because they always have something that pops up, and I come in and just listen to intelligent conversation and such. So I'm wondering with Humble Social, why hasn't that kicked off yet? Or because it's always been so difficult to look for space chat, let's call it, and try to join in space or create one itself. So how's that going along?
So right now you're experiencing version 2.0. That's what we're on right now. I think it's a much better user experience. We're able to do video. We're able to share screens. We're able to do presentations. So if you wanted to do an event on Humble Social within the Humble meeting now, you would be able to have an event, whether it be free event, charged event. You can limit the participants. You can schedule them in advance. So you're right now experiencing version 2.0 of Humble Chat. So
we are having a Humble Chat.
Really? Yeah. So what do you think about it?
That's great. That's pretty awesome. I didn't know that. I thought it was like a Zoom or something right now.
No, we're not on Zoom. We're on Humble.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when this kind of space or chat comes up, would that appear on the timeline or something that pops up that I was like, oh, this is interesting. I can click on it and join right away and just listen in, tune in, or participate. Is that how it's going to work? Or do you have to follow somebody and then if that person creates space and then I'll get a notification of that or something like that?
So when Humble Social 2.0 is available, or if you're a Pro Plus subscriber, you can get early access to it. You're able to send events. When you send an event, it'll come up on your feed. When it's live on your feed, anyone that is part of that feed will be able to see it. If you do it in a private channel, so for example, let's say you create a group or a channel that's only military members, and you're doing a military chat, or MMA fighters or whatever it may be. So you can set up these meetings or these social gatherings so that it's limited to that audience, or you can have it available to everybody. Notifications have been significantly enhanced. So you will get notifications on the mobile. You'll get notifications on the desktop if you have it enabled. And also you'll see it on the feed. So it should be a very significant improvement from version 1.0.
And I could create all that on Humble mobile or just desktop only?
Both.
For now. Oh, both? Oh, awesome. That sounds great. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to that.
Like you guys are on a huge vibe right now. And it's so cool to see everybody like on this huge screen in front of us. It's rad. So there's a bunch of different modalities, with mobile, desktop, a huge vibe, whatever. Like I just think it's so fun to have more dimension. I think one of the biggest issues with Humble was that, there's always barriers to entry to us connecting, right? And so now we can just hit a link, get in on the Humble platform, have a Humble chat, get you guys direct answers on what you need, feedback on how to improve the products, giveaways. Like if you're a Humble Pro Plus subscriber today, is that one of the rare Humble cameo hats or no? You have one of the Humble hats today? So, but like today, right? But like today, for example, we could say, okay, you engage with us. Here's your giveaway for the Humble camo hat, which I'm going to get you one anyway. But like, so just stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it'll just get more dynamic, I think, in terms of the modalities that we're in. So that's the goal of Humble Chat.
Sounds great. I do have a Humble hat. Thank you.
Yeah, good. We have Dan. Can we get Dan Nolan? Ian's on there too. Yeah, go ahead.
Ian, how's it going, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Wow, congratulations to the team and everybody. This thing is working awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Ian, whenever we go on Zoom calls, Ian looks like he's right off the set of like US Weekly or People Magazine or something. He's always got his like perfect Zoom setup. So we wanted to make sure you guys have that, Dan. You almost got kicked out for a celebrity. So fortunately, we have room for all you guys.
I just want to give you guys something to aspire to. That's all, I just
exactly.
Making dreams happen.
Someday I'll go get that makeover.
Well, I mean, look, I'm on Zooms every single day. I do a lot of my client work all virtually on Zoom, and the clarity and the quality with which you guys are producing this cast right now is insane. And this is absolutely something I'm going to be working in to use with my clients and the work that I'm doing. I mean, I'm also doing a lot of work with governments, as you guys know and others know, and I think that this would be a great option for local governments, especially to really easily interact with one another and have it built into the whole ecosystem when they're using our digital wallet. I think would be pretty amazing.
No, for sure. And also, like, you think about like just the security, like we're a domestic company, there's a lot of value to doing this and recording it on Humble versus, the other leading video conference providers. So hopefully they do look at Humble Chat for that.
Well, congratulations, guys. Good work and really impressive stuff.
Thanks, man. We were going to wait to do the celebrity drop-ins until next week, so I'm so glad you could stop by.
I'm a team player.
All right. Yeah. Nice. What's up, Dan?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Loving the platform. I'm not a celebrity, but long-time humble supporter.
We know that.
Yeah. So my question is, I got a small business, it's very localized, and I've got over 100 clients. And right now, many of them are already starting to pay me through Stripe, and I just send them a link. So how can I encourage them to join the platform? What benefits do you see to pulling them on for me?
Yeah, I think we'll be building in some loyalty and rewards programs as we expand our payment services more coming on the payment services side. And Humble, we're not ready to go there right now on formal announcements, but we should. You can expect to have more payment services inside the wallet here, as well as other loyalty and rewards programs. So if you look at the PR release that came out today, one of the coolest parts about wallet-to-wallet commerce is you're creating a very direct connection with your consumer. So it goes more from like, I sent you a link, maybe an email that attempts to get them to recur with you. You say hi to them at the holidays, or you drop something in the mailbox, or whatever. In this case, you'll be having a wallet-to-wallet connection with them that will allow you much more direct forms of offers, loyalty, rewards, discounts, etc. As you move from Web 2 to Web 3 formats. And Senior, I don't know if Junior, if you guys have anything to add on that.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely, you're going to be able to do everything from your mobile phone. So they scan the QR code, they send the payments. Don't really know what I can say right now, but hopefully very soon you'll see lower fees than you're getting with Stripe. So that'll be very encouraging as well. But the goal is that, for me, all I ever carry is my phone. I don't carry a wallet. I don't carry keys. So to have an application that gives everything you need on your mobile device is really important. And that's kind of what we're working towards with government. So Ian mentioned Santa Cruz, and Santa Cruz will be able to use this environment for if there's any type of disaster, if they need to speak with their constituents. They can send out a notification saying, hey, jump on this webinar real quick. Within the mobile wallet or the Santa Cruz app, they press the button, they're speaking to their constituents. I don't know what line of business you're in, but maybe that's an advantage for your business.
Well, and also, I do know what line of business he's in. So, Dan, the other thing too is like verified ratings and reviews. So the more we grow our customer pie with verified users, the more they're going to be able to give you verified ratings and reviews that they're actually users of your business, customers of your services. So that's something that I talked about earlier in the session is like, we really want to create this trust architecture where, yes, you are accommodated with a low fee payment with multiple payment methods, but also now you're building in the ratings and the reviews and the recurring offers where you don't need to go through a bunch of steps of an email and a retargeting, a display ad, etc. So that's our goal, is to build out a clean line of you got a payment, you got a verified rating, you got a verified review, and you can now send them offers quite quickly and at a low cost through Pro. So what you're hinting at is that full CRM of the customer that we're building out.
Sounds awesome.
Thanks, sir.
Senior, coincidentally, I lost my wallet 2 days ago, so I appreciate everything being on the phone. I had to use it to pay for a few things today.
It's a pain. Going to the DMV, getting your license renewed, all of that is just such a pain point to where if you have it on your mobile device, if you lose it or destroy it, you have a backup, you restore the backup, or you request new credentials and you get your credentials and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a rain day coming tomorrow. I work outside, so I got a rain day coming tomorrow, and I got to track down my pesticide license, which is mirrored to the New York State license. I got to track down that and get a new one issued. So a real pain. So everything on the phone is awesome, obviously. Most of my client base, I would say my client base ranges from 35 to 80 years old. So to bring them on a social, I have a very personal relationship with each client, but to bring them on social, I kind of got to hold their hands, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But I was just, coming up today to get some insight into how to go about doing that.
Yeah, and we've got to make it easier to get on the platform as well, which we were talking about. So we'll be working on that as well. So.
Sounds good. And the other thing is I've got a lot of friends who own small businesses, and I'm going to try and pull them on as well. I got an off season coming up pretty soon, so I can work on that.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Nice meeting you.
No
we
problem.
really appreciate it.
You guys.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, good
Congrats.
to talk to you.
Congrats on this launch.
Well, and thanks for your support. We appreciate it. It's been huge.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, we got more. Who else we got coming here?
Eric.
Look at Meltzer, dude. He's just itching to talk about authentics right now. Just pawing the ground right now to talk about authentics. We got to get someone up to talk about authentics.
Hey,
EJ.
Hey, you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you and see you. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Congrats to all of you. Full disclosure, the minute this call started, my office turned into Grand Central Station, and I've not heard a lot of it. I just jumped in my car to get to my kids' football game, and I heard a couple things from Dan that really piqued my interest. So if I ask a dumb question or a question that's been answered 3 times already, forgive me. Couple things. I think about this application in the government space. We often in our municipality have people that communicate via whatever social media platform, and it is often hard to take them serious when you don't know who they are. And this remedies that for obvious reasons. My question is, what does that payment, that subscription look like? For instance, let's say I wanted to have a Chiefs roundtable and once a month host a space that allowed anyone in Farmington to ask a law enforcement type question. Certainly they have to have a wallet to be able to participate in the forum that we're doing right now, correct?
They will need a wallet to participate. I mean, it's questionable. It depends. How do you want the event to be? Do you want it to be a closed private event? Do you care if they're anonymous? Do you want it to be a paid event? Do you want it to be a free event? The really cool thing is it's our platform, so we can make it as flexible as our customers demand it to be.
Well, yeah, and EJ, what I would say is what's important about the verified piece, right, is there's verified profiles and then there's transactions. So what I love the setup on with HS2 is you're going to be able to create a group or a channel of all the police chiefs, of around the country, let's say, or around the world, depending on how big your social group gets. They would all have verified profiles, but if you needed to transact with each other, then they would need to have the wallet set up in order to transact with you. So I think, probably where you're to just tease out that use case so the conversation doesn't get too broad. What's really cool about HUMBL is you're going to have a verified group of users that 100% are who they say they are. Okay, yeah, that guy's a police chief in Indiana or in Florida. You could totally do that. Whereas, like you're saying on Twitter, and I know you get frustrated about this because you and I text a little bit, is you don't even know who that guy is. You could say, he's my mom or a police chief in Fort Lauderdale, and he may not be that at all. So, or she may not be that.
Right.
At all. So that's why I like the HUMBL, and that's where we need you guys to help grow the platform.
what I'm wondering, so let's say I want to have a roundtable next month with people that citizenry of Farmington, anybody that lives in Farmington. Do they have to be a subscriber to HUMBL Pro to be able to participate? And I think what I heard you say is no, that they wouldn't have to. They would only need to have a verified profile. They wouldn't necessarily need to have be a paying subscription member, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So it really depends on the subscriber. So the Pro Plus subscriber can say, hey, I want to open this up only to Pro members. I want to open this up to Pro Plus members. Or I want
Gotcha.
to I want an event where I charge, and you can charge people to access the event. Or you can say, I want a public event. So it's totally up to you, the subscriber, what level of locking down of the meetings you want or how open you want it.
Or how much you want to monetize them if you're doing educational.
Yeah, I heard you make the comment, Brian, that this is, there's so much of the elephant to eat. This is where my mind gets blown with, like, where do we even start? There are so many opportunities with this platform. It's one of the most exciting things I've ever got to be a part of. So question 2 is regarding the wallet and these things, where are we to send blocks or to send ETH or to send fiat? Where does that stand?
So as of right now, you're able to send digital assets freely within the wallet. Also, you're able to do fiat currencies through Stripe right now within the wallet as well. So those features have been there for quite some time now and continue to be.
I thought I got taken away though. Maybe I'm not articulating this right, but I thought
what was removed was the ability to swap currencies through the platform itself. It still can be done in the wallet. So you can open up the browser and you can go to SushiSwap, Uniswap, and you can swap currencies. But the ability to on-ramp and off-ramp currencies is what's not available in the wallet at this moment in time.
Okay, and that's again, I'm only asking, not in a putting pressures context. I'm asking to make sure I didn't miss that in most of this conversation. So thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Got it. But yeah, just to build EJ on what you're saying, the more groups and channels that you guys can set up, the faster HUMBL will grow. So with HS2, like you're a leader obviously in what you do. Like the more you can set up channels and groups to share ideas, educational tips, just shoulder to lean on stuff, whatever it is, that's great for HUMBL. So I see a lot of organic user growth with people finding who they have things in common with and building out groups and channels here on the platform.
Yeah, again, it's just endless. I'm a small piece of the cog, but you look at a Parks and Rec model for this. I mean, parents are always needing information, and the Parks and Rec element to this from a government wallet is to me just a huge piece of this.
Totally.
So.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well,
Thanks.
Thanks. I know you're multitasking. I know you're multitasking, doing much more important stuff out there than this. So thank you for that.
No, absolutely. Look forward to seeing you all in a couple weeks.
For sure, man. We'll be here.
Absolutely, buddy. Thank you.
Later. Is that it?
That's it.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
he's man.
He's amazing.
Cool. Well, I think that's it, you guys. This is awesome. Brian Meltzer has been so instrumental in getting us some of these athletes that will be representing Pro. So we have a major signing coming up on the female side with the UFC, who you saw her in our marketing materials and so on. So big thank you as well to Brian for leveling up some of our endorsement deals and so on. Big thank you to Kevin for giving us man on the street stuff for how to use Pro, and Jacob for all the hard nights and hard yards on building this thing out with Senior and others. So we really appreciate the team efforts that have been put in on this, and everybody who's helping us along as customers, telling us what we need to improve, and just coming on and clicking with us here on our first Humble Chat. So we'll do a lot more of these. We'll have some high profile people joining us on the Humble platform here as well soon. And please spread the word if you like our products on, set up groups and channels, find ways for the company to grow if you believe in the products we're building and so on. All the revenue helps with the subscription here, and other revenue pathways that can be supported through Pro. So thank you guys for everything. Amazing effort from the Humble team, and more importantly, thank you guys for joining that are customers and shareholders that are helping us on our way. You can tell we're deeply committed to what we're doing, so it's getting fun, and it's really fun to see faces and names here, and connect with you guys, and let's try and do it on the weekly. So thank you, and we'll see you next week.